I grew up with great parents, great family, grew up in the Lutheran church. It was really more of a religious kind of duty, you get your confirmation, you do your communion, and, then you kind of carry on with your life. Definitely believed in God, but I do remember a certain point in my life where I wasn't going to church, and I was probably around a junior high school or so, maybe even a senior, where I didn't really believe in God and wasn't a factor in my life at all. 2009, I got drafted by the Matz in the second round at a high school. My first spring training that I had, I blew out my elbow and I needed Tommy John surgery. At this point, it was still, God was not a factor in my life. I was, baseball was my everything. I was playing baseball, but I was now hurt. So I rehabbed for that whole year, come to next spring training, and my elbow was really still bothering me. I was trying to, make it back, but at this point, it just, looking at it now, I can see how God was working in my life leading up to this point, but I was frustrated. I was just, doing what I can. I was hanging out with the guys. Not that I was going down a horrible path, but I was just living in the world. And someone invited me to a Bible study, and for whatever reason, I said yes that day. Looking back now, I can see God working up to this point, but I went, and that was really the first time I don't even remember what was said to this day. I just remember kind of, the scales fell off that day. I kind of understood, and, I wanted to go back. So I kept going back every week, and I should have been healthy around the next season. So this now would be 2011. I should be ready, but my elbow was still bothering me. I missed that whole next season. So I missed 2 full years from Tommy John, and that whole second year, I was able to meet with that guy once a week, and he led me through a Bible study once a week, me and a few other guys, and that was really where the foundation of my faith started. Then I got involved in a church back at home in the off season. My faith continued to grow. Well, the next season, I felt great coming in. Actually, my elbow was still bothering me, even coming in that next season. And I went to the doctor, and he's like, look, it's really hard to tell if you need another surgery or not. Dr. Andrews recommended I go out, throw as hard as I can, and see what happens. And I remember that day, I went and threw as hard as I can. I was hitting 97. I've never hit 97 before. And that was really where my elbow started to turn the corner. I was able to build up to make it to a team in short season in rookie ball, Kingsport, Tennessee. And then from there, next year I played in Savannah for a year, low A, spent the whole year there with a pitching coach named Frank Viola, who really was impactful for me in baseball. The following year, I got added to the 40-man roster. I was feeling really good. Started in high A, got called up to double A in 2014, had a great year. Next year, called up to AAA to start the year. In 2015, got called up to the major leagues, got to pitch in the World Series that year. And ever since then, I've really never been sent down. There's been a ton of bumps along the way. I've had 3 elbow surgeries now. I've had a knee surgery. I've had, many injuries. But, this is going into be my 12th season in the big leagues this year. So it's been an incredible journey. A word of wisdom I have is that following Jesus has only positively affected my career, the way I played baseball, the way I treat my teammates, the way I treat my family. I think maybe a perception could be is that, oh, now I'm a Christian, now I'm not as competitive, or, oh, now I'm not going to work as hard because my focus is elsewhere. But I think a word of wisdom would be is like, it's only amplified that. It's only made me want to work harder. It's given me more of a purpose than I've ever had before.